Hey friends, welcome back to our urban homestead. I know I haven't put out a video in like a week because I scheduled, try to get the lighting right, I don't know if that's gonna work yet. I scheduled some videos to post and they never posted, and then I went to re-upload them and they got deleted somehow. So I apologize that I have been gone for a week. But welcome back. We're in the seed room and we're gonna look at my seedlings. Dinner's done. I've got my glass of wine. Typically what I like to do in the evening after dinner and I clean up the kitchen and whatnot, I come sit in here. Makes me feel happy to be surrounded by all of my little seedlings and my tropical plants that would not survive in my living room. This room gets a lot of light during the day. So yeah, we've had some gorgeous weather over the weekend here in Michigan. It was like 64 degrees, pure sun. I got outside, started amending some of my beds. That was actually one of the videos that was supposed to be uploaded and didn't. And started like planning where everything was gonna go. The chickens are happy. They are able to get out on a daily basis again. Getting a lot of eggs again, which is great. I'm finally through all of my water glassed eggs, which is also great. I did not waste any of those. And we're back into the swing of things. We did have snow today, but it's all melted again, and it's gonna get progressively warmer and more sunshine, and I'm welcoming spring. So let's take a look at some seedlings. So this is one of the orange accordion tomatoes. Excuse me. I've got some little grass that's growing in there. I'll just pick it off. But look how thick the stalk is already. And that is because when I transplanted them, if you remember my video I did, I don't know, a week and a half or so ago, maybe it was 2 weeks. I don't know. Whenever I up-potted my seedlings, if you remember, like I buried them all the way up to this first set of leaves, and look how thick that stem is. So these are gonna stay in this pot for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 more weeks, and then I will snip this stem off and maybe even this stem off, and I will put them in a larger container, and that's just gonna make a great root system. Can you see all those? Yeah, you can see all those little hairs. Those will become roots and just make your plant super strong and very healthy. As you can see, my plants are very healthy. I have not fertilized these just because I don't really feel like they need it. They're doing really well. If I do fertilize them, I will, sorry, I can't help it. It smells so good. I will use a water-soluble fertilizer like fish emulsion, or I often will take, I have 2 organic fertilizers that I use, and I will put them into a milk jug. I do not like doing that inside though, because they do not smell very good. So I only do that if absolutely necessary. I think what I'll do next week is I'll just put some worm castings on the top of them and they will be good. I do have a fan on them 24 hours a day now. But the tomatoes are doing absolutely wonderful. I mean, all of these down here are tomatoes, and some of them are a little slower growing than the rest. These were all planted at the same time. This is my mystery tomato. I have no idea what it is because I am often horrible at labeling seeds. But these were all planted at the same time, and I mean, the difference is crazy. And then I have a Cherokee purple here. But still, I mean, this is a super strong stalk. The plants are healthy and thriving. I cannot wait to get outside and to be able to spend all day in the garden. I really can't. So I'm going to show you a couple different peppers, and I'm going to talk to you about topping pepper plants off. Yes, I am in my pajamas already. Don't judge me. All right, so let's see. This is a bell pepper, and this is a jalapeno pepper. These are ones that I up potted, and probably maybe in a week I'm gonna do a video on topping off your pepper plants, and that is going to, number one, make a much bushier, stronger plant, and it is also going to give you more production, so you will get more peppers. So once I, like, if you see like these little side shoots right here, once I top the peppers off, it's gonna send more side shoots off of the side instead of it getting big. And that will, like this one, I just thinks that it's big enough to put, let me see if I can. I don't know if you can see that very well. This one is starting to put little pepper buds. This is obviously not large enough to start producing fruit. So that is another good tip when your plants are small. I think I did a video on this last year of me going through, and this was it was in my high tunnel, going through and picking off the little baby peppers, because you really don't, it's way too soon. And even last year when they were in the high tunnel and it was like, I don't know, end of May, early June, it was too early for them to start making peppers. It was just way too soon. Plants were too small. It would snap the branches, and you're just not going to get good sized peppers from a plant like that. So if you see them putting off their little baby flowers, pick them suckers off. Like I said, I'm going to do a video, I would say probably in the next week. I will top the peppers off, and I will do a video on that and show you how to get bushier, healthier, more productive pepper plants. So let's see. I did mess up on this flat, and I will tell you in 1 second what I messed up on. I got to spray some peroxide. I don't know if you've just seen the little gnat flying. And I think that's coming from my elephant ear plants that I have down here. It's got a little bit of, looks like algae. So I've got to spray the tops with hydrogen peroxide. So I got my bunching onions here in the front. These are doing wonderful. Dinosaur kale, also doing super good. But I messed up and I planted this row of dinosaur kale in my celery. So I had 2 rows of celery, And I ended up planting dinosaur kale in with my celery. Not a big deal. My cabbages are looking great. These are actually going to go outside, the kale and the cabbage. These will go outside in the next probably week and a half, and I will do a video and show you what I do there. But yeah, I'm so excited. My herbs are doing wonderfully. Let's take a look at the eggplant. So these are my eggplants, and then I have some ground cherries here. I've never done ground cherries before. I'm very excited about growing these. I probably planted more than I needed. From what I've read about these, they're very prolific and put off a lot. So I probably didn't need to plant this many. But my eggplants are doing beautifully. These were planted the same time as my peppers and tomatoes. And so the key to really, like with my kale and my cabbage and the eggplants and the tomatoes, the key to not having like long spindly plants is you really want to keep your light like 2 inches over your plant. Now with these down here, they're obviously big enough and established. I don't have to worry about them getting leggy or spindly or whatever you want to call it. But during that first stage, you really want to keep your light close, especially important for things like cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, tomatoes, peppers, cauliflower. Very important. Otherwise, you're going to get something that has a stem like this. And now with tomatoes, it's not that big of a deal because you can bury that all the way down and it's not a big deal. Peppers, you can bury a little bit, but they're not going to put off roots off the sides like a tomato plant does. So that's just like it's important to keep your lights low. Yeah, so everything is doing wonderful. It's also important not to have your light too close. This is a Tomatilla plant, and I don't know if you can see, but it's got like, yeah, it's not really showing up. But this light has like, it got like sunburnt almost. And this leaf too, but we're not worried about that leaf because that's just gonna get plucked off anyways. I'm really not even worried about this leaf because that's gonna go too. I need to probably put this in a different container or just bury it, like take it out and bury it a little bit deeper just so it's buried up to here. But yes, I'm so excited. So excited. And like with my basil, see how my basil got a little burnt? That's because I was busy. And I had the lights. This happened in one day. I didn't come check on them for one day. And they had, the lights were too close and it burnt them. But that's not a big deal. We can just pick these leaves off. It's not gonna bother anything. Rosemary's doing great. The thyme and oregano, all doing beautifully. My nasturtiums, I did end up potting those. Look at how beautiful these are. Oh, nasturtium is so beautiful, and the great thing about them is you can eat literally every part of them. They're peppery, like almost like a very mild wasabi flavor for these. The flowers are much more mild and delicious. So like these leaves would be great as a substitute for like lettuce on fish tacos, or if you want something like to add a little bit of spice to your fish tacos. Wonderful. So yeah, I'm not gonna go through and show you all 100 tomato plants singly and all of my pepper plants and jalapenos. But I just thought I would give you a quick update. Apologize for not having my life together. I don't know what happened with videos. I think I have one on my phone that didn't get deleted somehow. So I will upload that. But I am going to finish my glass of wine, sit in my chair, and just enjoy the beauty and dream of the bountiful harvest I'm gonna have. So see you next time.